welcome back to our NFL 78 studios in New York. I'm Brian Gumble, along with Mike Adamley in our Highlight Center, trying to get you caught up on the proceedings of week number 8. For the Washington Redskins, well, they got off to a 6-0 start. They've now come back to the pack. They are now 6-2 after losing to the Giants today 17-6. The Giants put themselves right back in the race. They are now 5-3. Lamar Parrish out for the year for the Redskins. San Diego against Detroit. There was a mauling in the Silver Dome, and it was the Lions doing the mauling. Mike Adamley. Were the Chargers playing that badly, or were the Lions just playing well for once?
I don't know. The game was sort of a mystery to me because the Chargers really needed to win this game very badly if they were to keep their playoff hopes alive, but they did not. They made one man look very good. His name was Gary Danielson, and he threw 3 touchdown passes on the day. This one was the first one to rookie wide receiver Jesse Thompson over Mike Fuller. That made it 7-0. The Chargers got back in the game when Dan Fouts, who was replaced in the second half, hit Slidell Mitchell, who's in a one-on-one situation with linebacker Tony Dakin. He goes 55 yards to tie it up at 7-7. But that was all she wrote for the Chargers as Lawrence Gaines scores here from the one to make it 17-7. The Lions pummeled the Chargers defensive line all day long, and here's Danielson's second touchdown pass of the day, 24 yards to Dexter Bussey. That made it 24-7. At that point, they scored one more time on a touchdown pass to Thompson again, 31-14.
They made the Lions look like candidates for Canton. Out at Shea Stadium, the Cardinals versus the Jets today. Battle of backup quarterbacks. Pazarkowicz against Robinson. Robinson comes out the winner, 23-10, and the Jets are now 5-3. Cincinnati against Buffalo, there was a no-hitter thrown. Tom Dempsey got the win in this one, 5-0. All the runs were unearned. Mike Adamley had a look at all of them. Is it possible that you have highlights, my friend?
There's a little bit of highlights. You know, I want to defend the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. Both teams are down on their luck, and they were pressing a little bit today, and it showed. About the only offense that Buffalo could muster was in the person of number 47, Curtis Brown here. He was the leading rusher in the game, had 100 yards even, but that's about all they could show. That run there led to this Tom Dempsey field goal of 20 yards that made it 3-0 Buffalo. And that's the way it stayed most of the game until late in the fourth quarter. A 4th and 7 situation. Rusty Jackson, the Bills punter, went back to punt. Dennis Law, the Cincinnati return man, runs into the end zone. He thinks he can escape, but number 89, Lou Picone, picks him off. It's a safety. 2 more points for the Bills. A big offensive win for them, 5-0.
Okay, and the Bengals, like we said, are 0-8 now. Got to wonder about Homer Rice's position. Chicago against Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers, a big winner here, 33-19. The Bears have now lost 5 straight after starting out 3-0. Walter Payton only 34 yards on 15 carries. Man who carried the day for the Bucs was Doug Williams, their fine quarterback, 12 for 19, 180 yards, threw for 2 scores. He ran for another. Philadelphia against Dallas. The Cowboys a winner in this one, 14-7. That pushes them into a tie for first place in the NFC East with the Washington Redskins, who, as we mentioned, lost today. The Eagles' lone win was Jaworski to Kreffel. And Cleveland, Kansas City, the Chiefs, a winner here, 17-3 this final. Mike Adamley was watching it at Arrowhead Stadium. Michael, the Chiefs played very, very well against what is a good Cleveland Browns ball club.
The Chiefs have lost 6 straight, and that wing T offense had not been too effective. Teams were getting used to it. It looked like Cleveland was going to blow Kansas City right out of the ballpark. This is the opening kickoff. Number 89 is Keith Wright, a little rookie, and watch him go. He turns on the firepower, runs past everybody, even the kicker, Zenon Andrusichin, finally knocked out of bounds by number 44, Tim Collier. The Brownies couldn't push it in and had to settle for a Don Cockcroft field goal. Morgado scored here for Kansas City to make it 7-3, or 10-3 after a Livingston field goal. And then watch Tony Reed. Here he goes, 38 yards all the way down to the 2. Boy, he's something else. They love him in Kansas City. And a 1-play later, Mr. Morgado scores again on a 2-yard touchdown run. There he is, number 21. That made the final score 17-3 in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs and breaks that 6-game losing streak.
And that wing T showed how it worked today. Green Bay against Minnesota. The Packers came into this one with a 6-1 record. They knew they had to win this one to really establish themselves as the power in the NFC Central. They couldn't do it. The Vikings are not going to go down without a fight. They beat the Packers today, 21-7. It was a big afternoon for the master, Mr. Fran Tarkenton. He threw 3 touchdown passes, 2 of them to Ahmad Rashad of 3 yards and 15 yards. He threw another one to Chuck Foreman, that one of 16 yards, and the Vikings win it 21-7. So you are caught up on all the finals of this week, number 8, a week for the underdog. First game still in progress. Let's go back to the ballparks. We've still got a second half of action to come. welcome those of you who've been watching that tremendous upset of the Seattle Seahawks pulled on the Oakland Raiders. We've still got two great ball games going on. We're going to send you to look at one live. It is going on in Baltimore right now. The Broncos going against the Colts. Let's check in there live with our announcers, Marv Albert and Mike Hafner. Okay, we are not going to check in live, so let's pick up on the scores of this day, week number 8. The Redskins against the Giants. The Giants pulled an upset on a week of upsets. Today they beat the Redskins 17-6. It is loss number 2 in a row for the Redskin crowd. Joe Theismann had a bad day throwing 3 interceptions. San Diego against Detroit. The lowly Lions pulled a surprise in the San Diego Chargers. This one 31-14 as Gary Danielson had a big day, as did all of the Lions offense playing at home. St. Louis against the Jets. The Jets a winner in this one. The final there, 23-10. Matt Robinson over Steve Kozarkowicz. Cincinnati against Buffalo. Buffalo a winner 5-0. The Bengals are now 0-8. Chicago against Tampa Bay. It's 5 straight losses for the Bears. They came out on the short end of a 33-19 score. Philadelphia against Dallas. Dallas a winner in this one, 14-7. The Eagles come up losers. The Cowboys now tied for first place in the NFC East with the Washington Redskins. Green Bay against Minnesota. The Vikes assert themselves back in the race in the NFC Central. They beat the Packers today 21-7. Cleveland against Kansas City. The Chiefs a surprise winner in this one, 17-3. Tony Reed had 97 yards rushing. New Orleans against Los Angeles. This one is in the 4th period. It is another surprise. The Saints are out in front, 10-3. Miami against New England. This one a dandy going on for first place in the AFC East. New England out in front, 31-24. Atlanta against San Francisco. The Falcons have just come back to tie. It is tied at 17-all in the 4th period. Oakland against Seattle, as you just saw. Seattle a surprise winner and a big winner, 27-7. And Baltimore against Denver. This one in the 4th period. It is Baltimore 7 and Denver 6. We'll come back with some final notes right after we take a commercial break.